So I think as a producer or a beat maker, like as you experience more success, and what I mean by that is, I guess just more people hitting you up for your music or for productions or even like mixing and mastering or whatever, you kind of have to teach yourself to stay focused on why you started doing it in the first place. So like if you got into, I mean the whole point of getting into music is so you could make beats for a living or work with artists for a living, so you don't have to work a day job or something like that. So at least for me, like if it starts to feel like a day job, what I always remind myself is, why did I start doing this in the first place? And the point is, I just love making beats. And people hit you up left and right, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you mix this for me? Can I get this beat? Can I get like 2-for-1 deal? Or hey, like you produce this track for my friend, can you produce a track for me? Etc., etc. And like this is all great. This is all the result of you basically succeeding and putting your work out there and it's coming back to you. This is awesome. But I always tell myself, you have to remind yourself, come back to what you enjoy doing. If you just like making music, sometimes it's better to not respond to people and just spend your day making music. Or, you know, you don't have to agree to everything just because you get asked. So that's what I'm kind of teaching myself. There was I'm chilling at the local park here in the middle of November. Some ducks over there. There was a talk by, look it up, the writer Neil Gaiman. And he gave a talk at, I think it was U Arts in Philadelphia. And he's kind of talking about what I'm talking about right now. And it's like, he was getting a ton of emails. Like, I mean, I get DMs. I get emails too, but in his talk specifically, he's talking about emails. And he said he realized one day that he wasn't a professional writer anymore. He was somebody who professionally responded to email. And I feel that way sometimes too, right? Where it's like, if you're getting hit up left and right to do stuff, you got to realize the whole reason you're there in the first place or in that situation is because you're putting out tons of great material and great content. So no matter what, just keep doing that. That's the number one thing you need to keep focus on, is just put good art out into the world and good things happen, because that's how you got in the situation in the first place. And if you've never gotten a DM, you've never gotten an email, do that anyway. Just put the great art out into the world, and soon enough people are going to hit you up. But don't be somebody who professionally responds to email or DM as an artist. It's not your job. Your job is to keep creating the art. I mean, work with the people you want to work with, and you should be excited. Whether you love the song, or it's going to be great exposure, or the price is right. And closing thoughts here. Just because, I think I might title the video this, just because people ask doesn't mean you have to say yes. And I think this specifically goes out to beat makers and producers. Like, it's your art, man. It's your beat. Like, if you don't want to work with this person, you don't have to. It's the best part about it. That's the best part about being your own boss, creating music. Just because somebody says, I want this beat, doesn't mean they can have it. You know, I think in our culture, it's very stressed to be humble and be nice, you know, like if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all, like that. Like in certain situations, that's right, but not when you're running a business, man. Not when you're making decisions that could impact the rest of your career. You know, I think sometimes people need a good dose, and myself included. That's why I'm making this whole video. I make these videos based on, so I could rewatch this myself and probably remind myself, to be honest. But I'm with my buddy Winston here. People need a good dose of what's called assertiveness training. People are too nice, man. Like, when you run a business and you're making beats and people are hitting you up, you know, for guitar parts or mixing and mastering, or if you're a singer, like, hey, can you sing on this track? Can you do this? You say yes to great opportunities, but know that you don't have to say yes to everything. Have confidence. Do what you want. It's your business. All right, peace out.